What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. It has been hot here all day long. This morning when the sun first came up, that temperature, you could just feel the temperature rising, and it got to the lower 90s here today. And while that might not seem all that hot to some of you out west, for me here where I am, it is extremely hot and humid. In fact, it is about 7:30 right now, and my forehead is still sweating this late in the evening, and the sun is still up right over there, and will be up for the next hour to hour and a half before it sets down behind those trees over there. But anyways, I want to make a quick video today to talk about a few things that I've seen in the media, on the news. One thing is, and most of y'all have probably heard about this already, is that the grocery stores have been stockpiling food. They've been stockpiling meat. They've been stockpiling cleaning supplies and other supplies because they know that the price is going to go up on those. I don't think that they're stockpiling that because they think there's going to be a shortage and they want to be prepared for that shortage. There are going to be shortages. However, I don't think that is why they are actually stockpiling like they are. They're stockpiling because they know that their prices are going to rise. And they know if they buy it now at the current prices and hold that back for another month or 2 months, that the price is going to go up exponentially. So their profit margins will go up also. So I think that's what it is. They're buying food supplies, cleaning supplies, meat, and everything like that. The consumer goods that people buy most often, they're buying those in advance and stocking up because they're seeing profit. They know that's going to be more expensive for them to buy it later on. So if they buy it now at these prices and then put it on the shelf a month, 2 months later, when the price is made double or even triple, that their profit margins will be even more because they bought at these lower prices. Kind of the same principle when it comes to prepping. You know, if you stock up now, or if you stocked up 2 years ago, for example, a year ago, 6 months ago, whenever you stocked up on whatever you bought, you paid those prices then. Now, if you try to buy the same thing, you know, the prices have risen. Now, in my opinion, there's definitely going to be food shortages and quite possibly even severe famine all over the world, and especially in certain areas, including here in the United States. There's been, I think, coordinated attacks on the food supply because they want to control the food. You know, if you control the food, you can control the people. And there's so many things right now going on, and has been for the last year and a half, that is directly targeting the food supply. You know, we have the lockdowns that definitely caused a lot of supply issues, and we're seeing that now trickle down to the current time. You know, things don't always happen right then. It may happen 2 months ago, and we start seeing the effects of what happened 2 months ago now, or even farther back. So it isn't necessarily always this happens today and tomorrow you feel it. It is spread out, and it might not happen until months later where you feel the actual ramifications of what happened. And there's been many attacks on the food supply. A YouTube channel I suggest everyone subscribe to is the Ice Age Farmer, and he does great research and great work into this attack on the food supply that we are seeing. But there's been many attacks on the food supply, and I think it's because they want to control the food. You know, you have people like Bill Gates who actually is into all this fake meat. I don't know what that crap's made out of, but it's fake meat, it's not real meat. And they want to force everyone to buy their product, to consume that product. So they want to get rid of actual beef. And that is what it's all about when it comes to attacking, you know, beef, cattle, and farming in general, is they want to control the food. They want to manufacture the food in food, I use that term loosely. They want to manufacture that food in laboratories where they control what you eat and how much you can eat, when you eat it, and how much it costs. They want to be able to control everything. You know what they say, you can control the food, you can't control the people, and that's what it's all about. They say that they are wanting to do away with beef farming because of climate change, because they try to say that, cow farts is causing climate change, and we're all going to be dead in 12 years or something like that because of cow farts. So they're wanting to shut the farms down, shut the beef production down, and to make you buy their lab-grown fake meat. So that's what a lot of it is about. It's about profit. And the same thing with the stores right now that is stocking up. They know that inflation is coming, and possibly hyperinflation is coming, and they want to have that food on stock to sell that, at those inflated prices a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, which will increase their profits. Buy all the food that you can possibly buy now and stockpile that back. It's not going to get any cheaper. If you are waiting around hoping things are going to get better and you haven't done anything yet or doing very little, you better pick it up and go stockpile as much food as you possibly can. Stockpile canned foods, stockpile dried beans, flour, cornmeal, anything you like to eat. Stockpile that now. You might want to actually stockpile meat if you have a good sized freezer to put that meat in, but also be sure that you have a backup generator to keep that meat frozen in case the power goes out. Run it an hour every 4 hours or so, and it will keep that meat in there frozen without having to be powered all the time. And extremely important, guys, to have everything that you can put back, especially when it comes to food, because food is going to be the most difficult thing to come by, and the price is going to go up, and you have the perfect setting for hyperinflation. When you have massive amounts of cash into the system, and we've seen over the last year and a half several different stimulus packages that equaled out to be trillions of dollars, and that was just simply printed out and thrown into the system. And we have all the extra currency out here now, and that makes the currency that was already here worth less, and plus the currency that they throw out there is worth less also, because there are more of it. And we have more currency, and we're having less and less goods available for people to buy. And you're going to have, so much currency chasing fewer and fewer goods, and that's a perfect combination for hyperinflation. And usually when hyperinflation starts, it's like a snowball effect. It keeps getting larger and larger and larger and worse and worse. And look at what happened, in Venezuela and Zimbabwe for two good examples of hyperinflation, and two fairly recent examples of hyperinflation. So we can see how those prices increase and how we have more and more currency chasing fewer and fewer goods, and how that turns out in the long run. It turns out to be starvation. It turns out to be people living in severe poverty. Crime goes up. Everything bad happens and goes up, and everything good seems to go away during those time periods of hyperinflation. Because when people get desperate, people do desperate things. So guys, like I've been telling you here on this channel for a long time, stock up. If you don't have any extra money, look around and try to figure out what you can sell to go stock up on food, because you have to eat. If you have an extra automobile, for example, that you don't need, if you have an extra ATV that you don't need, or if you don't need it at all, if you have a bass boat that you use once a year, if you have a camper trailer, for example, that you never use and have no use for, if you have anything that you don't use often and you can do without, look into selling that and taking that cash that you get from that and going straight and turning that cash into food for you and your family. Anyways, guys, note in the comments below. If you liked the video, found it useful, give it a thumbs up, please. It's really helpful. And be sure to go down the description box below and check out my books on Amazon.com. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'm the Creekmore Mountain here, and I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully.